me. Help me. Nigga.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Resurrection coming at you with another video. What's going on to all the gamers, all the players, and yes, all of them haters. So the second coming, the AAA blockbuster hit, the console selling Quantum Break has dropped. It has dropped on Xbox One and Microsoft 10 platforms, and I'd like to say it looks like dog shit. I said it looked like dog shit. But before I talk about that, I am gonna be giving my first impressions on the game in this video. But I wanted to talk about something before we even get into that subject. So, I think it's real funny how people all of a sudden on the Sony side are so relying on these review scores now. Now all of a sudden reviews are great. We love reviews. Reviews help us determine if a game is a good game or not, because and Quantum Break didn't probably get as high a score on Metacritic that people thought it was going to get. People were saying the game was going to be up in the 90s, and the fanboys on the Xbox side were saying how this was the Xbox's The Last of Us. I mean, they were saying some crazy stuff. I mean, I can't lie about that. Xbox fanboys had lost their minds. But I think it's funny that on the Sony side, you have people pointing to Quantum Break's review score and comparing The Last of Us review score and comparing review scores, basically saying that this game is trash because it got a 78 on Metacritic. And now all of a sudden review scores matter again. And I think it's very hypocritical, because some of those same individuals that post that content on their channel, when the Order 1886 come out, they were making statements, saying, "Oh, forget what the reviewers are saying. This game is amazing," and they just love the Order 1886. And if I'm not mistaken, the Order scored within the 60 range, 64, 65, or something like that. I can't remember. And I liked the Order. I had no problem with the story. I think it was very short. I think it kind of does remind me of Quantum Break, and I'll tell you why a little bit later. But I liked the Order 1886. Okay, Dying Light didn't get a higher score on Metacritic. It got like a 74, I believe. So you can't determine how good a game is based off of Metacritic. It's ignorant. If I had listened to reviewers about these games, about the Order 1886 and Dying Light, which was one of my favorite games last year, I would have never played them. Okay, so that's why I take review scores with a grain of salt. I don't care. If something interests me, I'm going to grab it. I don't care. That's just my philosophy. I don't care what system is on. I don't care. I'm going to play it if I like it, if it looks interesting to me. So Quantum Break caught my interest. First of all, I'd like to say the graphics on this game is complete and utter garbage. Okay, it is garbage. I don't know what resolution this is running at. I don't know if it's 1080p. I don't even know if it's 720p. But all I know is that the graphics are complete and utter garbage. So we got bamboozled with that earlier gameplay that we saw 3 years ago. Looks absolutely nothing like it. It's grainy. The textures are popping in and popping out, and the lighting, it illuminates. When you see the lighting, you can see the grainy effects. It's horrible. It is horrible. So I don't know who in a lost mind thought that this game looked better than the Order 1886. Okay, because this looks absolutely nowhere in the time zone. Okay, this game looks like trash. I'm just gonna be honest. Well, I'll take that back. It looks like a very beautiful Xbox 360 game in the early stages of the generation. So the game looks like trash. The effects and the particle effects look like trash. Now, the voice acting, of course, I like it. The voice acting is good. The story is very interesting so far. And the gameplay, which is the most important thing about this game, the gameplay is actually good. Okay? The gameplay is good. The gunplay is good. I like the gunplay. I think it's solid. Some of the controls are not as responsive as I would like. It's not as responsive as Infamous Second Son. Infamous was very responsive and the controls felt fluid. This feels kind of clunky, which I said before this game came out, it looked clunky, but it feels clunky too. But the gameplay overall is fun. The story overall is very simple. You have a protagonist and you have an antagonist, and to me those are some of the best games when you can clearly tell who the bad guy is. They don't try to do too much things outside of the box to confuse you. It's very simple. You know right up front who the bad guy is and who the good guy is. So the story so far has kept me interested. The beginning was a little bit boring, but now it's okay. When I said that this game reminds me of the Order 1886, it's not a good thing, because this is what the Order 1886 did. You progressed a little bit in the stages, and then you had a wave of enemies you had to shoot. And this is the exact same thing with Quantum Break, and I hate when developers do stuff like this. It reminds me of those old school Call of Duty games where you just go through a certain level a little bit, you go through, there's some dialogue, and then all of a sudden you go through a door and then there's enemies that you have to kill. There's waves of enemies. It's stupid, man. But it's cool. The powers are cool. It reminds me of Infamous, but it's not as good as Infamous Second Son to me. That's just my opinion. The game is still fun. The game is a fun game. I think the reviews are actually pretty much dead on. It's in the high 70 range, and I don't think it's any bias going on. So far I'm enjoying the story, which is all I care about. The story and the gunplay, which is and the gameplay, I mean, is good. I mean, I'm not a graphics whore, so I can get past the graphics. So overall, so far, it is an okay game. Is it a must buy? I would probably say not just yet, but you won't be too disappointed if you purchase it. But it's not as good as I thought it was going to be, and some people are saying that the game is very short too, so we'll see how long it takes for me to beat it. But I think it's crazy how you fanboys are now relying on review scores when you didn't care when the Order 1886 got a horrible review score. You basically said, well, the game's fun to me, I'm gonna play it, but then you point to review scores and say the game is garbage, and then you have no intentions of even trying the game, which your whole channel's biased anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But if you think that this game looks fun to you, I will go ahead and say pick it up. Oh, look, did you see right there the texture pop? It's crazy. But if you're real skeptical and you don't really, you're okay with waiting for the price to drop, I would say just wait, because it's not anything that's blowing me away right now. The gameplay it's average, but overall it's an okay game so far. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Have any of y'all got the game? How are y'all liking the game? I think it's okay. I don't have a problem with it. It's a pretty good game and it's cool. So Xbox has a pretty good console exclusive under their belt, despite what a lot of people are saying. It's a decent game. So, but y'all let me know what y'all think, man. This is your boy Resurrection. Y'all holler at me. Deuces.